Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Sierra. For this week's video, Megan and I are going to be recording a week of workouts because you guys have been requesting to see more of our workout routine.
And we do not do a very good job of vlogging our workouts during our normal weekend.
Well, we're usually not working out together at the same time, so it's hard to record.
So this week we're trying to coordinate it so that we can help record stuff for each other. So I guess a couple things to note about our typical workout routine, just so you guys kind of know where we're coming from. Usually we try and work out 4 days a week or so, and so typically we will work out in the morning before work for 3 days a week, and then we work out on Sundays if we can, just because sometimes the gym isn't quite as busy. Well,
our workouts, so our workouts usually 45 minutes. That also will sometimes include stretching and stuff, so we're definitely not in the gym for hours on end, which is good for people who want some tips for what exercises they can do in a timely manner.
Yeah, we also, I would say, are more focused on weight training, and we don't do a whole lot of cardio or anything. There have been eras of my life where I have incorporated some more of that, but we're not currently in one right now, so we probably won't do a whole lot of cardio this week. But otherwise,
you guys are smart people. This is just what we do. We're not saying you have to do this stuff. Yeah. Maybe it'll just give you some ideas of exercises you haven't seen before.
And oftentimes, we'll have, some of the same staple workouts or exercises we like to do during certain days, but depending on equipment availability or just what we feel like doing, we go with the flow. So this week of workouts might be different than next week of workouts, but it just is a good general sense of what we do in the gym.
Last little thing, as far as, our split or anything, I usually do lower and then I'll do an upper. My upper, I've been trying to split up into either push or pull day, and then I'll do another lower, and then I'll do my other push or pull day. So
I usually alternate between upper body day and lower body day. So maybe abs gets thrown in wherever I want.
Yeah. So that's where we're coming from. Let's get started with our first workout, which is a leg day. So the very first thing that Megan and I do each time we work out is walk on the treadmill, usually 3 miles per hour. I might add a little bit of an incline depending on how I'm feeling. And we do this before every single workout, not just leg days. We do it before upper body days just to get a good warm-up in. For today's leg day, Megan and I decided to start with some squats. We like to do a lot of leg mobility and stuff, move our hips around, move our legs around, stretch out our ankles and stuff, try and get nice and mobile before our leg days. And we start out with some back squats. We used to be really, really bad at back squats. I honestly feel like our form has improved quite a bit. You guys can let me know in the comments what you think. But it used to be quite a bit worse, and I credit our mobility stuff for making our form look better. So for our squats, we usually will do 3 sets of 10. Depending on how we're feeling, it might be anywhere between 8 to 10 reps. Sometimes we go up in weight, sometimes we go down. Depends on how we're feeling. Once we have finished our back squats, today we decided to do some hip thrusts. So we worked together, moved the barbell down, and had to get a barbell pad. Obviously, if you can do hip thrusts without any sort of padding, I credit you. My hips are way too bony, and that would be very painful. So we usually do 3 sets of 10 here. We do 3 sets of 10 for basically everything. And I, for my hip thrusts, recently have been doing 10 full reps and then adding in 5 cast reps, I think they're called. They're supposed to be a shorter range of motion at the very end, which is what I'm doing here. Once we finished up with our main squat rack type of movements, we decided to go into some single leg RDLs, so we just grabbed a kettlebell. If you decide to do these yourself, if you need help with balance, you can totally grab onto something. I find that if you're not next to something to hold on to, putting your hand on your working hip helps me hold my balance, so maybe that's a tip for you guys. Last exercise here was just some hip abduction. So this is good because if you do the form correctly, you're actually working both the bottom and the top leg with some hip abduction. And that was it for our day 1.
Okay, it is time for day 2 of our week of workouts. So Sierra and I are working out together on Monday morning before we go to work. Today is an upper body day. So usually we just kind of see what happens today. So we'll just kind of make it up as we go.
Do not be fooled by the lack of treadmill clip. We most definitely did do our 5-minute walk before this upper body day. I like to start at least one of my upper body days with doing some chin-ups. And I try and do 3 sets of as many reps as possible. Usually ends up being between 3 and 5, but I try my best to keep my chin-ups up. Then, after that, we moved on to some seated cable rows. So just focusing on trying to have some slack when I start, pulling back with my rhomboids to get them firing. So one tip that I like to give people that I cue to kind of do these types of exercises is to think about squeezing a pencil between your shoulder blade. That's what I'll tell my patients if I'm giving them an exercise similar to this. So if you are new and need a tip, there you go. Next, we went into a superset. So we did some cable tricep pushdowns. If you do this on the cable machine, just make sure that the pulley system is set up high because you're going to be pulling down. And then we just like to have a kind of crouched stance and keep your elbows pinned so that it's just your forearms moving throughout the motion. And we supersetted the tricep pull down with what we call a lat pull down. It's not really like a traditional lat pull down, but it's working your lats. So this one just kind of, we like to do a forward lean, keep the arms relatively straight, and then pull back. And then we usually kind of throw in some ab exercises and core exercises at the end of our upper body days. So today's core exercises included some alternating dead bugs, focusing on keeping the small of your back pressed against the ground. And I think we also did probably some leg lifts or something that we didn't record. I don't know. And that was day 2. All right, welcome to day 3 of our week of workouts. Today's another leg day. Woohoo. We both knew where this was starting. Treadmill walk, 5 minutes, 3 miles an hour, every single time. For today's leg day, we decided to start off with some step-ups. So our gym has this pulley system that's just a step-up thing with pulleys. You can do this on a bench with some weights. Biggest key for this step-up, depending on what you're working, is making sure that you're not pushing too much off of that back leg if you're trying to work your front leg, which is what we were trying to do. And you can bias this so it's more quad focused or more glute focused. But yeah, really most of the time, don't push through that back leg. Then we went over to the free weights section and decided to do some Bulgarian split squats. I hate these, but I do them pretty frequently because they are indeed a good workout. And if you do more unilateral work, it helps you even out some imbalances. So I try and fit them in. If you're trying to focus your glutes, then try and sit back into your split squat. And if you're trying to focus on your quads, try and sit more down. Then Megan and I went over to a squat rack, which quite honestly, at this point in the workout, we had already scoured the squat racks. They were all full. And so we just figured we weren't going to get to one today. And then this gentleman saw that we were looking for one. He offered us his squat rack when he was done. So we were like, okay. So we went over and did some barbell RDLs. And that was all we did there because we were exhausted. So then we stretched when we were done. Okay, welcome to the last day of our week of workouts. And today we are doing upper body day. Last day, best day. Starting with another walk. For today's workout, we start with some shoulder presses. We usually do 15 pounds, but that is like, I swear, the gym's favorite weight. So it was gone. So instead of doing 3 sets of 10, we did 3 sets of 12. Or at least I did. I don't know what Megan did. Followed that up with some lateral raises. Lateral raises will humble you. I will say that. Try and keep a slight arm bend just so you don't break your arms when you're doing this one. Next exercise we moved on to was some face pulls, and we did 3 sets of 10 of that. Then we headed over to a mat / the floor to finish up our workout. Finished up with some push-ups, doing 3 sets of as many reps as possible. I did 5. Megan did 6 or 7. I don't remember. But she had to outdo me on that one. And then we also did a little bit of core. I don't know if we recorded everything that we did, but Megan did record me doing a plank. Okay, well, there you have it. That is our week of workouts. Again, nothing too special or crazy, but so you guys have just requested to see like what we do because we don't vlog very much. Yeah. So there you go. That is like a very typical week exercise that we do all the time. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we do other ones too, but that's what this week looks like. So if you guys want to see any other workout exercise related videos, let us know. And maybe we'll do them. Otherwise, we have a podcast that we post different episodes and a video version every Thursday. So you can go check that out. It's called According To, wherever you listen to podcasts. We also sometimes post on TC too. We're trying to figure that out still, but we posted not that long ago, so you guys can go watch that too. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Bye!